My question today is it the responsibility of a family member, a sibling per se, to care for or look out for their sibling's child if the sibling's child or the niece or nephew are missing a parent or the parent is not involved? I ask this because I was having a conversation the other day, and it had dawned on me that my mother's brother has never done anything for me. And I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. I'm the only child. My mother only has one sibling. Her and her brother, they're probably about 3 years apart. They grew up together, same household, same parents. Um, my mother went on. My mother went on and had me, and he went off, and uh, he pursued a different career, or a different life choice, I should say. He went off to college, and then he went into the army for a little bit, um, and became somewhat successful in his earlier years in life. But that kind of took a turn later on. Um, my father, again, he was not involved in my life, and my uncle was the only male figure that I had around, or that was around in the vicinity. He didn't live very far, maybe the next town over, but there was a period of time where he lived in the same house with my mother and I, which my mother and I, we lived with my grandmother, and he and his wife had fallen over or fell on hard times, and they came to live with us. His wife has a child from a previous relationship, and she went on to have two children of her own. And my uncle has been a huge figure in my cousin's life. And I honestly think that's a wonderful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. He's not only been there for her, but he is also there for her children. And I think that's how it's supposed to be, especially too when you marry somebody that already has children. You're marrying into a family. So if that woman or that man has children, those become your children. So he never had any children of his own, but my cousin, he considers her his daughter, and she considers him her dad. And her kids consider them their grandfather. They have a very, very close relationship. And it dawned on me that I don't have that with him. Growing up, for holidays and stuff like that, he'd get me something, no big deal. But he never took me out anywhere, never called to see how I was doing. There was just no relationship there. Our relationship was non-existent. And I'm thinking to myself, he's the older brother of my mother. He sees that his niece, which is me, has no father figure. My father was in and out of jail, on drugs, the whole nine. So my father was not around. And he never stepped up. And it's bothersome to me. And should it be? I'm not saying that I should have been my uncle's responsibility. But I would think that, or I feel that he should have stepped up and been more of a vocal point in my life. The same way he was with his stepdaughter and her children. And I mean, I think that question could be vice versa as well. If I have children and their father is not involved in their life, and he has brothers and sisters, and they see that he isn't doing anything for the kids, wouldn't it be, I guess I don't want to say righteous, but wouldn't it be a good look to look out for the children in some way, shape, or form? And it doesn't have to be money. When kids are younger, money is not the end all means. Time is so important when it comes to young children. Being able to pick up the phone if the child has an issue and says, you know what? Let me call Auntie so-and-so. Let me call Aunt so-and-so. Let me call Uncle so-and-so. Let me see if they can help me with my situation or my problem. I really need someone to talk to. So if your brother or your sister is a deadbeat and they're not involved in the child's life like they're supposed to be, does that mean that you have no interest in that child, or you could care less about what those children are doing? Is there a right or is there a duty for that sibling to step up in some way, shape, or form? And I say yes, absolutely. I think another aspect that could be looked at to why a sibling may not get involved, they, could have their own children, they don't have the means to do so. But I think we all have run into a situation where we see that a lot of siblings don't get along. Could it be some hate or animosity between that sibling that makes the person not want to get involved? Maybe my uncle and mother had bad blood. I mean, I don't know anything about it. If they do, they're very good at hiding it. But again, they're coming from the old school, well, where nobody talks about anything that happened in the past. So is there some type of animosity there to where he doesn't like my mother? He loves her, but he doesn't like her. So for there, I fall under that casualty. I mean, I've talked to my mother about this. I really didn't get much answers from her, my grandmother. That's why I want to take it to the feed, because I want to know your feedback on this. Again, my response to my question is, I totally believe that the sibling should step up in some way, shape, or form. And again, it does not have to be financially. Whether it's a phone call a week, whether it's an email, whether it's mail, a letter, some type of acknowledgement to let the kid know that, hey, I'm here. We have the same blood. I'm here. So let me know what you think about that. Is it the job of the sibling to look out for their siblings' children? Please comment below and let me know what you think. Peace.